Hey everyone. So we were doing mending wall and we left it here, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage arm. Savage arm. Okay. Now, yes, he moves in darkness, as it seems to me. Now the poet says, after considering the neighbor as an uncivilized person or a caveman who uses stones as his weapons. Now he considers that his neighbor lives in darkness or moves in darkness. Okay, darkness here means ignorance. Okay, and first meaning is ignorance, and second meaning of darkness is rejecting the modern view of life. Okay, so he moves in darkness, as it seems to me. The poet says, the poet thinks that the neighbor is moving in darkness, in ignorance. Uh, he is not living an enlightened life. Enlightened life means life which is enlightened with modern ideas. And that darkness is not of woods and shade of trees. Okay. He says, now he clarifies that the darkness is not of the shade of trees, means shadow of the branches of the tree, not of the woods as well. Woods means forest. The darkness which is falling on the neighbor is not of the forests and it is not the shadow of the trees. Okay, it means here he clarifies that the darkness is ignorance. Okay, he will not go behind his father's saying. Now the poet says that the neighbor will not go behind his father's saying. And now, what is the saying which is written in the last line? Good fences make good neighbors. So it means the idea that fences are necessary or walls are must, the walls must divide neighbors is the idea of neighbor's father. Okay, so the neighbor will not go behind his father's saying. The neighbor will not disobey his father. What his father told the neighbor, what neighbor's father uh, told the neighbor will follow it blindly. Okay. The father was of previous generation and the neighbor must be a modern man. Yes, a modern person. So the neighbor should change his views with the changing times. Okay. But no, the neighbor always follows his father's saying. Okay. And he likes having thought of it so well. He here, he in the second last line means neighbor. He likes having thought. Thought here is good fences make good neighbors. Please note it down what I am saying. He means the neighbor. Thought means good fences make good neighbors. Of it so well means his father, the neighbor's father, was happy with the view that there should be walls, and the neighbor himself, in the time of when this poem was written, at the time he thought that yes, the walls are good. Means the thinking or the ideology of the neighbor's parents and the neighbor himself hasn't changed. It is continuing with the time, but it is not changing with the changing times, with the changing perspective of the people. He says again Good fences make good neighbors. And the neighbor sees again when he was coming towards the wall, having two stones in each hand, one stone in each hand, and the poet thinks that he was moving in darkness, he was moving in ignorance, that he doesn't know that the modern world doesn't need walls. At the time, the neighbor said it again: good fences make good neighbors. Okay, see, now there are two things. First of all, the neighbor's father was a traditionalist, we can call him. And now the neighbor himself is traditional and conservative in his thinking. Okay, and have you noticed that the poem ends with the note or the remark given by the neighbor? Okay, the poem ends with the old fashioned ideas of the neighbor, that good fences make good neighbors. Can we here say that the poet has compromised? He has compromised that, okay, if the neighbor wants to have a wall, then it's all okay, I can't help that. Or the poet is suggesting here that his neighbor will not change his thinking all over his life. Okay, so there are 2 points here. Then see, walls. Walls is a symbol here. Okay, it is symbolic. Wall is a symbol of barrier, and wall is a symbol of border. Border, borders, as we know, that borders which lie between different countries. So here, the poet, by taking a trivial issue of removing or having a wall between two houses, is talking about that should countries have borders or not. See, if a country has a border, then the people living in that country behave like nationalists. They proud to be a part of a certain nation. As we are Indians, so I would say that I'm proud to be an Indian. Or my Nepali friend say he's proud to be a Nepali, or a Chinese, or someone say I'm proud to be a Chinese. Okay, but if there are no borders, then the world will be one. Okay, then there will be a sense of internationalism. The world will say we are one. There is no country. Okay, there are no borders. So the whole world will become a country where the people can live peacefully without the disputes which arises on borders, like perpetual dispute between India and Pakistan or India and China. Okay, so here Robert Frost wants to say that there should be no borders, which he thinks is a modern view, that people should live with harmony without having borders and without disturb. Actually, he thinks that even without having no borders, we cannot disturb each other. It is not like that there should be borders and then there will be no disturbance. No. The poet thinks that even if there will be no borders, the nations can maintain their privacy and live with peace with each other. Okay? So there is a clash. Firstly, this is a symbol wall, and this is again theme of the poem as well, that there is a clash between ideas that there should be borders or there should not be borders. Okay, and second thing is that there is idea of clash between two views. There is a modern view which says that there should not be a wall anywhere, not anywhere between the houses in the neighborhood. And second is the traditionalist view, that there should be walls, there should be barriers which should, uh, symbolize that there is privacy maintained by different people. Okay, and uh, yes, good fences make good neighbors. Sometimes it is true, this remark is true, that sometimes privacy cannot be maintained without fences, but these fences, according to Robert Frost, isolate people. Okay, due to these barriers, people feel alienated. They feel as if they are alone in the world. Okay, and these walls ensure that uh, people are not having brother feeling of brotherhood between them. Okay, so this is mending wall, repairing wall. It is while repairing the wall that the poet thinks of such things. He tries to convince his neighbor that there should not be any wall between them and they can live peacefully without any wall. But at the end, the poet realizes that his neighbor is not going to change his point of view. So he thinks, okay, let it be whatever it is. Okay, so now uh, this poem has been finished. Thank you.